Hello. So today, the dog and myself are going to be teaching you how to use an acupressure ball. So for this, if you've never used one of these before, and if you've never done any foam rolling, basically here's what it is it's like a massage you give yourself. So you know when your neck is sore and you take your hand and you just smush your hand into it and just kind of like grind everything around in that tight muscle and it feels a little bit better? That's what this is. So when you're doing this, kind of keeping that in mind, where sometimes when you're pressing on something, it can be a little bit intense. So use your judgment here. Don't start by hammering on something. Start a little bit, give it a little bit more, just ease into it. Don't just try and hit yourself with a hammer right out of the gate. That's not going to be super fun. Things you want to look out for. If you notice any tingling or numbness in your fingers, let me know, because that can be an indicator that there's maybe some nerve stuff going on that we just want to be aware of. So step one, we're going to take this ball and we're going to try it on the wall here, on this big muscle in between your shoulder and your neck. So sort of where your shoulder meets your neck. This is, I like to call it your headache muscle, because that's the one that gets all tense when you are sitting at the computer being all stressed out. So you're going to take this guy, excuse me dog, you're going to take this guy and you're going to put it in between your neck and your shoulder here. You're going to go up against the wall, a little bit of pressure. There might be a lot of sensation at the beginning, or there might not. I don't know. You're going to find out. Just go ahead and roll side to side. Keep the pressure light at the beginning. And you want to stay on, just kind of on the side that you started on, so don't roll over your spine. You can go ahead and take the ball a little bit lower if you like, and if you find a spot that's really tight, you can kind of hang out there for a minute. If it feels good to stay there, you can stay there, or you can kind of move over that spot. Just sort of see what there is to see and notice any tight spots that happen. Then once you feel like you've exhausted that side, you'll head over to the other side, do the same thing. We're going to kind of treat this as a follow along. So if you haven't already started doing this, go ahead and try it out. And again, if you find a spot that feels a little bit tight, go ahead and hang out there or kind of move around it. If it's really, really, really tender, again, don't smash on it. Just give it a little bit of room. Go around it, check in with it, come back. Go around it, check in with it, come back. A lot of progress doesn't happen when you hammer on things. Progress mostly happens when you give yourself the space to figure out what the fuck is going on first, and then you go from there. So once we've done the upper body, now we're going to try some stuff out at the lower body. So here we're going to be using this ball on kind of our side of our hip and our butt, which is where sometimes you get some tightness. So you're going to start, I like to start on the side of my hip, because that's usually going to be more chill for most people. Not always, but often. Just to get a feel for how that works and what the sensation is like. So go ahead and roll around for a second, and then you'll kind of roll over more to the back. So kind of in the back of the hip, kind of more on your butt muscle. And sometimes you might find a lot of sensation there. Again, if it's really intense, don't hammer on yourself. Or if you feel like you could get a little bit of English on it, go ahead and push into it a little bit. Give yourself a little bit more pressure and see if it changes. Again, if you notice any numbness, tingling, anything like that, that can be an indicator of something that we want to know about. So go ahead and let me know in the comments if you notice that. Other side, you might notice a difference from side to side. That's fine. That's totally normal. And you might notice that there are some spots where you feel a lot of sensation, some spots where you feel nothing at all. You might also notice that you don't get a lot of sensation here. That's okay too. Try it out anyway, because sometimes we don't know if we don't try. So we're just going to see what happens. Good. So once you've done this, I want you to do an assignment. So I want you to do an assignment. Sorry, my brain shut off. You're going to go ahead and note the ones where you felt a lot of sensation, whether that was up on your shoulders, maybe more in your shoulder blade, maybe more on your hip, maybe more on one side than the other. I want you to note that, whether mentally or you can write it down, I don't care. And then go ahead and go into the comments on your workout right now and tell me what you noticed. So just boop, 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 type it in there, because then I'm going to see that, I'm going to use that to continue building out your program and making it as good as it can be. So until next time, I will see you soon. I don't know.